Hi guys, welcome to my Venus in Aquarius video. This is the second last video to the Aquarius series, and I thought I'd conclude the Aquarius series before we go into the Pisces season. I know I've previously made a Venus in Aquarius video. That was my first video ever. I was just getting my feet wet. I was experimenting, and because it's such a great placement to have, I wanted to do a more detailed video. So, having said that, let's move forward. Venus. What is Venus? Venus is the planet of love. And it talks about how one is in love, how one would behave in a relationship. For men, it also looks at the kind of woman they would be attracted to. So the qualities or the traits that they would find appealing in a woman. For women, though, you don't look at the Venus placement, you look at the Mars. So, once again, for men, if you want to see what kind of woman they would be attracted to, also look to their Venus placement. And for women, it's Mars placement that you look to when you want to see what kind of man she would find appealing. So having said that, this video is going to be focusing on if you have your Venus in Aquarius. I have my Venus in Aquarius. I have quite a few people that have Venus in Aquarius. So first of all, as I said in my last video, this is the Die Alone squad. These are the guys that have no problem being single. And when you have a person who has no problem being single, not having a romantic partner, expect that they're going to be selective in who they partner up with. I don't like using the word picky. I know in my last video I've used the word picky. Picky makes people feel like that Aquarius is looking for perfection. But they're not looking for perfection. They're looking for, they're looking for traits in a person that most people will not have. That's why they're single most of the time. No, they're not unreasonable standards, by the way. It's just that what they seek, unfortunately, not a lot of humans would have what they're looking for. And therefore, they're most of the time single. And they rather stay single than to get in a relationship with someone that doesn't tick off all the check marks on their list. So Aquarius Venus people have a checklist in their head. Whatever that may be, but they have a checklist, and they want you to have most of the things on that checklist, like 9 out of 10. All right, they're intransigent. They're not going to compromise on their standards, because why would you when you have no problem being single? It's people who compromise are people who don't know how to be single, so they're just looking for a partner, and so they'll find themselves like their need for a partner outweighs their standards. So if you know how to be alone, you're probably going to be very selective. And Aquarius, so what are these standards that they have, and what is it they're looking for? Aquarius Venus people are looking for, first and foremost, friendship. Aquarius, if you refer back to my Aquarius energy video, they're looking for Aquarius represents friendship. It's a sign of friendship. It represents true friendship. You know, a friendship where there's no envy, there's no jealousy, where both friends are loyal to one another. So think of it like this. If you are getting with a woman or a man who's Venus in Aquarius, you are getting with someone who places importance on friendship, or the friendship aura. So they're looking for someone that's going to be like their friend. They're not looking for a passionate, intense relationship, something that you would get with a Scorpio Venus. They're looking more for, not the chick flick kind of romance. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for, imagine a friend, like a true friend, someone who gets happy for you, for all the good things that happen in your life, someone who gets sad for you when someone hurts your feelings, someone who's loyal to you, someone who's, honorable, someone who, everything associated with the Aquarius energy. So friendship first and foremost, that's what they're looking for. You have to be their friend for them to even consider you long term. Is Aquarius Venus person above sleeping with you? If they're not friends with you, no, they're not. Uh, they'll sleep with you, but they're not gonna. Don't expect a long-term relationship with an Aquarius Venus person if you have not established a friendship first. They are the people who mostly date people that they've met in a group setting or a work setting because they like to know people before they get in a relationship with them. So like a blind date is not their way to go. Online dating is not something that would appeal to them because just it's like you're there for a reason, and then it's so contrived. Like, okay, we both know we should be going out, we should go for a date. They just don't do well with an arrangement like that. They're the type of people who mostly find their partners at work, because at work you kind of strike up a friendship while you're working with someone. Next thing you know, you like their work ethics, you kind of discover what they are in their personality, and then you end up liking them for a lot more. And that's how Aquarius Venus people are, by the way. They are looking for friendship first. Now, I need to clarify this because in the past what's happened is I've had friends who would be like, wait a minute, you say you want a lover who is like a friend, but then you've had quite a lot of guy friends that you didn't see that way. There is a difference. Aquarius is an affable sign. It gets along with most people. But that doesn't mean Aquarius Venus wants to marry all of them or wants to date all of them. Aquarius Venus, just because they get along with you or just because you get along with them and you have a great friendship, that does not mean that Aquarius wants to date any friend of theirs. No. Aquarius only sees a friend in the romantic light if they touch their mind. So an Aquarius's friend who has touched their mind, has appealed to them, has mentally stimulated them, they can have good conversation with them. Those are the friends that are seen in the romantic light, not just any friend. Because Aquarius has a lot of acquaintances who may see them as friends, because Aquarius has a way of making people feel comfortable. So a lot of people think that Aquarius is their best friend or their friend in general, and meanwhile to an Aquarius you're not even considered a friend, you're just an acquaintance. But say you are a friend to an Aquarius, that doesn't mean that they're seeing you romantically by default. They only see those friends in a romantic light who have appealed to their intellect, someone that can stimulate their mind, and because their mind is their heart. So friendship first. The second thing ties in with intellect. You have to be smart, somewhat smart. If not intellectual, you have to be smart to get with to appeal to a Venus and Aquarius. Venus and Aquarius people, even if let's say they're not smart themselves, they still want someone that impresses them on a mental level. So I had a friend who was an Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Venus, but her Mercury was in Pisces. She herself wasn't smart. She wasn't smart. And this is a former friend I'm talking about. She wasn't smart. But if you asked her what does she want in a partner, she always mentioned, I want my guy to be smart. Now, personally, as an Aquarius Venus, I was in there thinking, well, wouldn't a smart person want another smart person? But, hey, that's just my thinking. But my whole point was that she, irrespective of who she was herself, she wanted a smart man. And I asked her to elaborate, what do you mean by smart? And she meant someone who would dazzle her with his knowledge on whatever subject matter. So if a guy was talking to her about mathematics, even though she herself wasn't good in mathematics, but if he came across as someone who knew what he was talking about, and he was talking about something like an intellectual subject matter like mathematics or, physics, it would just be like a turn on for her. Like, wow, this guy, he's so smart. Even though she doesn't even know what he's saying in mathematical terms, she would just find him appealing. So that's the kind of intellectuals or smart people that Aquarius Venus people are looking for. They don't care if they're smart themselves, but if they don't care what they have to offer in terms of intellect, but they just are attracted to people who are smart and carry a good conversation. And part of the reason they go for their friends is because when you're friends with someone, you have good conversations with them. I mean, you enjoy their company, right? So if you can carry a good conversation with Aquarius Venus person, yeah, I think you're going to be that friend that possibly make into that friendship category where they can see you in a romantic light. Once again, not every friend by default is their romantic interest. It's just those selective few who meet their checklist that ends up they start seeing in a romantic light. But as for dating someone who isn't even their friend, first, that doesn't work out with Aquarius Venus people. Like, even if they try it, it won't work, because you need to be their friend first. Like, don't get me wrong, like, there are Aquarius Venus out there that will attempt, like, they'll date someone who's not their friend. They don't know this person, but trust me, it's most of the time it's a train wreck. Like, I mean, if you got lucky, that's good for you. You're an exception, but you're not the rule. Aquarius Venus people don't do well romantically with people they haven't established a friendship with first. So friendship is very, very, very important to Aquarius Venus. They are not looking for a passionate, intense romance. They're looking for their partner to be their best friend, someone they don't have to walk on eggshells around, someone that understands them, someone who is their personal cheerleader, and vice versa. So they're looking for a good friend that they can talk to, and someone that understands them. The second thing is obviously intellect. And the third thing they're looking for is someone that they are attracted to on 3 levels. So this is what makes them picky, or selective, I should say. A lot of times people have to compromise on some things. Like, you'll come across a woman or a man who may be very physically attractive, but their personality is not up to par. But because they're so attractive, sometimes you just overlook the personality component and you end up dating them anyways. Or the other way around, their personality is amazing, but you're not feeling them physically, but you'll still date them because their personality is great. Aquarius Venus, because they have no problem with being single, being alone, they're the people that do not compromise. They're the people who want physical attraction, but then they also want emotional and mental. The trifecta has to be there for them to move forward. And in theoretical astrology, Aquarius is made out to be this philanthropic, noble sign that will date the downtrodden. Like, they'll date someone who, let's say, doesn't have a job. I mean, they're perfectly capable of working, but they choose not to work, and Aquarius would date someone like that. No, that's not true. Aquarius Venus, when I'm telling you they're selective, they can be very uppity, very conceited when it comes to who they date. Because once again, they have no problem being single. So they have standards, and they have high standards. So what I mean by that is Aquarius Venus is a superficial placement. Let's say a person has a great personality, but intellectually they're not, like, Aquarius doesn't find them smart, and Aquarius, let's say, doesn't find them attractive. Like, there's 2 things missing here. That good personality means absolutely nothing to an Aquarius. Aquarius will be like, wow, you're a great human being. I definitely would love to be your friend. You can be my best friend, but I will not date you. And same thing. So you're probably thinking, what if a person has 2 components? So let's say Aquarius is physically attracted to them and mentally attracted to them, but the emotional component is missing. Once again, an Aquarius, not good enough. They want all three. They want the physical attraction, and they want the emotional and mental. What do I mean by physical, mental, emotional? So physical is obviously your looks. Does Aquarius find you physically attractive? Everybody, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. That's subjective to every individual, whatever they prefer. So an Aquarius will not date someone will not date someone they don't find attractive. And doesn't matter how amazing your personality is, doesn't matter how smart you are. One thing on its own, or two things on its own, will not get an Aquarius to budge. You need all three to get them to budge. So by what I mean by physical attraction, so that's looks, right? Mental is your intellect. Can you have a decent conversation? They're not looking to date Einstein, okay? You don't have to be gifted. You just have to have a good head on your shoulder, and I don't think that's unreasonable to want someone that has a good head on their shoulder. They're not looking for intellectual. And even when I say smart can be subjective. I think the best way to describe what they're looking for is someone with a good head on their shoulders, someone who makes sound decisions, someone who's not impulsive and indecisive and scattered brained. So someone that can, doesn't act on impulse, someone that's not so rash, someone you can have a decent conversation with, someone who doesn't do aimless ranting or meandering, someone that you can just overall have a good conversation with, and they don't talk about things that doesn't interest the Aquarius Venus. So someone that will talk about ideas with the Aquarius Venus, because Aquarius Venus is a smart placement. They place importance on intellect. They like intelligent people. So if you are knowledgeable in something and you want to talk about that subject matter with an Aquarius, use your intellect, use your knowledge in that specialized field to impress an Aquarius Venus. Aquarius Venus, like, I'm not into sciences, but if a guy talks to me about biology or something, like say he's specialized in biology and he was telling me something new, something that I don't know, something that is factual, something that is new knowledge to me, he's smart in my books because he's sharing something with me and I'm learning from him. So Aquarius likes to learn. Aquarius, any placement, likes to learn. So if you want to appeal to an Aquarius and you want them to find you smart, talk to them about a subject matter that you know extensively about, and not extensively just know about, but you are sharing factual information and you're teaching that Aquarius something new. And this goes more so for Aquarius Venus. They'll just be impressed. They'll be like, wow, this person is teaching me something new. So that's the mental connection they're looking for. Have a decent conversation with them. Don't just have pointless meandering. And they really don't like whiners and complainers, because whining and complaining is more done about your personal life. Aquarius Venus is an action-oriented sign. So if something's bothering you, Aquarius has no problem listening to your complaints, because mind you, nobody's perfect, and you had a bad day and you want to vent. That's fine. Aquarius Venus will listen to you. But if all you want to do is whine and complain and not want to fix your problem, whatever it is, you're just whining and complaining, and it's going to be an ongoing issue. Aquarius Venus does not like people like that. They are action oriented. They like people who will do something about their problems. So that's the mental attraction part. And the emotional comes from the humanitarian aspect. Aquarius is a humanitarian sign. So to appeal to an Aquarius on an emotional level, you have to be a decent human being. Someone who doesn't use other people as a means to an end. Someone who doesn't take advantage of other people. Someone who has dignity. Somebody that's, you know, graceful, someone that's not tacky, someone who has integrity, someone who's sincere and honest, doesn't take advantage of people. And I can't emphasize on this enough. Any Aquarius placement puts a lot of emphasis on it, but no one places more importance on this than Aquarius Moon and Aquarius Venus. And this is what makes them picky, because most people I find are not dignified. Most people, they act on their impulses and can be quite emotional. And when their emotions kick in, integrity goes out the window, morality goes out the window, ethics go out the window when their emotions kick in, and then you see all sorts of garbage taking place. And Aquarius, because Aquarius placement is very controlled with their emotions, they don't feel as strongly as other people, because Aquarius is emotionally detached or controlled. They don't act on their impulses like most people do. And because they don't do that, they kind of expect other people to be like that as well. They can be quite judgmental in a harsh way. Aquarius Moon isn't like that, as I mentioned in my previous video, but Aquarius Venus is. They can be quite judgmental, harshly judge you on if you are suffering from human vices based on your emotions. So like your emotions kick in and really like nothing else matters. So let's say you're at work and you come across a married man or woman and you're like, to hell with this person's marriage, I like them and I want them and that's all that matters. Aquarius Venus people don't like people like that, and that's an example I'm giving you. They're the type of people who say, where is self-restraint in any of this? They want humans to have self-restraint. They want humans to be objective and rationalize their feelings the way Aquarius Venus does. Aquarius Venus rationalizes their feelings, and they are people that really think about their decisions before rendering decisions when it comes to love matters. So like before moving in with someone, before getting married to someone, before entering a relationship with someone, these are the guys that really think about these things. They like to oversee or foresee the ramifications of their actions. And you think that a lot of people do that, you know, when it comes to life altering decisions like marriage and moving in together with someone. You think a lot of people think about it thoroughly, but on the contrary, people, when you really look at people's lives, you'll be like, people make these decisions very foolishly, on impulse, just no care for what will come about, but all about in the moment. Most people, when they're acting on their emotions, they're all in the moment and they're not really thinking about what could come about as a result of this decision. But Aquarius Venus is cautious and they're the thinkers, so they think like, should I get in a relationship with this person? Am I feeling them? If I'm not feeling them, there's no point in getting with them, because it's just going to result in heartache for both parties and total time waste. So Aquarius is someone that when they make decisions, they really think about it, they rationalize their emotions, and they kind of want other people to rationalize their emotions. So in that way, they're kind of harsh because they want other people to do what they do, you know, rationalize their emotions, even though deep down they know that every human being is different and most people are more emotional than Aquarius people. They still want people to have some sort of control over their emotions, not get blinded by their emotions to the point where ethics go out the window. Nothing else matters, you know. And by the way, as I'm making this video, even I'm thinking, like, I don't understand why when people, you know, fall in love or have a crush on someone, they don't think about factors like, hey, he's married. Hey, I'm in a professional relationship with him. Like, he's my doctor, you know, because I come across, like, stories like a woman, she just came out of a marriage and then she has a crush on her doctor who's married, and just absolutely no self-control and no care for another human being. Just like, I like this doctor, I'm single, and it's fair game to me, so I can just do whatever I want. No care for another human being that they have no relationship to, but at the same time, you know, you owe it. Under humanity, you owe it to someone else to respect their relationship or their marriage to someone else. And Aquarius just doesn't like people who just behave on impulse, because Aquarius, like I said, they can't process their own emotion, let alone someone else's. And because they're not so well connected with their own emotions, they don't understand those people who are so connected to their emotions that nothing else matters. So it's a really good placement to have. It's a loyal placement because it operates on ethics. And because it's an ethical placement, because it has no problem being single, that is what makes this position very selective. So you're going to see a lot of these Aquarius Venus people walking around single. If not single, a lot of them don't get married, because chances of them finding another person that's like them, that operates on ethics, and someone who's not so emotionally invested in themselves, is quite rare. So this is why they're probably walking around single, or probably going to die alone. And when you tell an Aquarius Venus person you're going to die alone, they're going to be the ones telling you, I don't care. I don't care. I'd rather stay single and enjoy my life as opposed to doing a placeholder relationship where you're wasting somebody else's time or using someone as a means to an end. Ethics run really high with this placement alongside Aquarius Moon, as I mentioned in my Aquarius Moon video. So good placement to have. They are emotionally detached though. So people who are looking for sweet nothings, you know, they just want sweet talk from their partner, this is not the placement to go with. They are not expressive verbally, but they are action-oriented. It's an action-oriented placement. So they, like if they like you, they will buy you presents. They will take care of you. You will see it in their actions. And they are very, very, very devoted in their relationship. So like, they're the type of people, if you get sick, they will take time off work to care for you in the hospital, because they're kind of tied in with humanity. And so they're not only seeing you as a partner, they're also seeing you as a human being who's in need. So they will not only cater to you from the standpoint of a partner, but also from the perspective that you are a human who's in pain and they want to take care of you. So action-oriented placement, but if you're looking for like passionate romance, intense, and you're looking for someone that's gonna sweet talk you, Aquarius Venus is not your placement. And Aquarius Venus is also kind of harsh when it comes to because they're kind of detached from their emotions. They don't tolerate betrayal. So they're the type of people, that will not take you back if you cheat on them or you double cross them in any which way. Like, you'll die for them on the spot. Nothing, I think no placement in the zodiac gets as ethic conscious, morality conscious as Aquarius Moon and Aquarius Venus. So if you double cross them or you take advantage of them or you use another person as a means to an end, Aquarius Venus will drop you in a heartbeat. They don't like that kind of behavior. They're not the ones to forgive cheating. They will drop you in a heartbeat. So if you're looking for a loyal placement, if you're looking for a loyal partner, Aquarius Venus is the way to go. But if you're looking for a loyal partner who's also romantic, verbally romantic, not your placement though. And I think that covers Aquarius Venus in detail. So if you have any further questions, comment below. My next video will be Aquarius Mars. That will be my final video for Aquarius series. And then we're going to jump into Pisces because Pisces season is starting. So once again, Aquarius, happy birthday to all of you. I hope you guys had a good one with your family. And until next time, have a great day, guys. Bye now.